What's up, folks? My name is Brandon. That's Chris.
What's up?
We're Pizzas and Park Hops. Today's episode is another banger. If you haven't heard, here in the last couple days, Josh D'Amaro has now gutted the Villains Land at Disney. He wants a total rewrite of the land. So, on tonight's episode, me and Chris are going to become Imagineers and rewrite the land for Josh. We're going to give Josh a helping hand tonight. What do you think about that, Chris?
I'm all in on this. I have some good ideas, and I'm ready to share them.
All right.
So,
With that said, we are Pizzas and Park Ops. Let's go. All right, folks. Here we are tonight. Pizzas and Park Hops coming at you tonight with Villains Land activities tonight. I hope that you guys are excited because Disney is bringing Villains Land to the Magic Kingdom. And, we thought that they were far along in the process, but we've come to find out this week via social media that they are gutting some of their plans or most of their plans for the land, and they're doing a rewrite. They're going to make the land larger, and they're going to do some other new and exciting things with the land.
were you shocked by this? Because I was floored, to be honest
I was
with
a little
you.
shocked because they've already started moving dirt.
Right? They have a lot of going on. They always, they have like those aerial photos, those drone footage of all the construction that they're
Right.
doing, and for this to come out of nowhere, Josh must have saw something that he didn't like.
Right.
And
Yep.
I'm all for it. I'm excited for to have Josh take over, and I think he's gonna point the company in a completely different direction. And I think
Yep.
this is a big one to start.
He's one thing that I've heard that he has said is that he's going to bring back old and original experiences back to the parks.
Yep.
And he's going to bring the new Disney experiences to a different level than they have been the last 4 or 5 years. So we're talking maybe pre 2019 era, hopefully. So with that, I think that he's going to do a great job with it.
Yeah, if he's gonna go back to kind of the same ideology that Michael Eisner had,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yep.
be good. It's gonna be good because those were the great years.
Yep.
The parks expanded a lot. They had a lot of good rides, a lot of good ideas, and things came out when Eisner was there. So I'm excited, for the new stuff to come, and that's it. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to roll with our Villains Land.
All right. Maybe Josh will be listening, and
Hopefully.
you never know. You never know. But I want to take a quick minute before we get started to announce a new podcast that came on the horizon over the weekend. And this new podcast is called The Travel Journal by Lindsay Mann. And it's on all of the platforms that you can find the podcast. She's on there. And this is focused on trip experiences. So people's real world experiences at the parks. And it gives you kind of a, let me say this, it gives you kind of a perspective of somebody's day in the life of a Disney person that they've done their vacation at Disney, and they're giving you the play by play. And I'm excited about this travel journal. It's really pretty cool. I myself have listened to it, and I think it's good. I think she's done a great job with it, and I'm excited to hear future episodes as they come about. So
Yeah,
episode one's live.
Yeah, I always enjoy listening to those shows because you can always pick up, a pearl or two. Oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, that's a good way to do it. I usually do it like this, but I like that way better. I'll try that next time, or I'm gonna go here or do it that way. So it's always good to hear how people do it different ways, and especially people who have been to the parks a lot.
Yeah.
Like us and our friends and everything like that. I know. Libby, the one that she interviewed on episode 1. She's a travel agent. I know she's a Disney vet too. So though I enjoy listening to those shows, and seeing how they do things and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for Lindsay. She was part of our group a few weeks ago at Disney, and she's a great girl, and I know she's going to do well at the with the show.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing, kind of one example of what she does is like, say you go to a restaurant that has a prefix menu, she's going to tell you exactly why you may or may not want to go to that. Because they don't modify the drinks, or they don't modify the menu, or they do modify the menu for people with allergies, or something like that. So those are some insights that she's going to have, some little nuggets, like you said, that she's going to have in her podcast that's going to really give people a good perspective on a day at Disney, or even Universal. I think she's doing some Universal stuff too. So anyway, check her out. Like I said, it's on all the major platforms. Travel Journal is the name of the podcast. So
Yep.
I think it's in only in audio form right now. There's no video form. I don't know if she's going to go with video. She hasn't told me that, but I think you guys are going to like it, even in audio form. So,
Yep.
with that said,
Gonna be good.
We're starting the villain's voyage here. I don't know, voyage, Imagineering challenge, whatever you want to call it. We are going to start that right off the bat with 2 villains rides that we envision might take place within the land. Okay, so we've come up. I gave Chris some questions or some prompts, and he's come up with some things, and I've come up with some things, and we're going to try to bang this out.
You did. You gave me a lot of homework to do after work. This was trying. I had to really work at this. It took me about 2 hours to come up with this. So hopefully everybody likes
Let's
it.
hear your first one, Chris.
I'm kicking things off.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Format. So we're going to do a couple rides each. We're going to do a couple restaurants, a couple meet and greets.
That's right. Yep. You just kick off with the first.
All right.
Your first 2 rides.
All right. This is the first ride. So I've had this idea for a ride for a while, and there was a show that we did about a year ago, where I kind of touched on this a little bit, and the more that I look at it, and I actually found a theme park in Europe, I forget the name of it, that kind of touches on this and does this a little bit, but the way I picture it is a little bit different. So first thing, so this is going to be Peter Pan, not Peter Pan. This is going to be based on Captain Hook.
Okay.
Peter Pan was, as a kid, one of my favorite movies of all time. My cousins, we used to have a 8mm film strip, and we used to have the Peter Pan movie on the film, and that was sort of a treat. Like if we were good, our parents would put it on, and they would let it run, and we would watch it on the white wall, the Peter Pan movie. So I always grew up with it. It was always one of my favorites. But
so let me pause you just for a second.
Go ahead.
You said that Captain Hook is the villain?
No? Yeah.
No. Peter Pan is the villain. In this story.
You've been listening to one of our other friends there.
No, I really do think. I mean, the guy kidnapped children.
They went willingly.
No, he kidnapped them.
All right, that's a subject for another story. For another show.
Let's hear your Hook.
All right, so we're going on Captain Hooks. All right. So I had to come up with a name. I came up with a little bit different ideas. So I'm calling this the Skull Rock splashdown. All right, so
Nice.
this is a dark ride. Okay,
Okay.
so this is gonna be kind of a hybrid between between sort of like Pirates and Navi River Journey, and then turning into Expedition Everest
Okay.
with the ending of Tiana. All right.
All right.
So this is going to be a boat, right? You're going to get into a boat similar to Pirates, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
it's going to have the seats of Expedition Everest, okay? So it's going to have a lap bar that comes down. So it's going to start out again dark. It's going to be, it's going to be at Skull Rock, and you're going to see Captain Hook. You're going to see, Mr. Smee. You're going to see the alligator in the water, and basically
TikTok.
yeah, TikTok. And you're going to see, Captain Hook is basically he's trying to catch Peter Pan. So it's going through Skull Rock. It's going to go through different scenes. Okay. It's going to do a couple of drops. It's going to do a couple of, splashes into the water, similar to like Pirates in Tiana's, where it splashes down in the dark. So towards the end, a couple of minutes in, you're going to get to an area. Okay. And now picture it goes into a dark area, right? And what happens is the boat lifts up sort of like Tower of Terror. When you get to the Tower of Terror, you get to the front and the elevator picks you up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is going to pick you up. It's going to bring you to the top. Okay. You're still inside. It's still a dark ride. Now picture sort of like a, rock and roller coaster, right? Roller coaster in the dark. The boat flies forward. You go through a roller coaster, no loops or anything. Okay. But it's going through different scenes of Peter Pan, going through the not loops, going through the ups and downs, nice and quick. Get to the top, and it dumps you down at the end into a large drop, similar to Tiana's into the water.
Okay. All
right. So those are my ideas. Sort of like a kind of like a triple. You got a boat, you got a roller coaster, you got a water ride, all in one, based on Captain Hook. What do you think?
Well, my first thought is, do you know what shoes that Captain Hook absolutely will not wear?
This is a dad joke.
Crocs. He'll never wear Crocs because he hates Crocs. I'll start it off with that. But man,
right.
Okay. The ride sounds really great. I like the concept. I like the concept of it's a dark ride. Disney does dark rides the best, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They do the dark ride, the boat mixed with a roller coaster. Now, I've been on we have a local theme park. It's called Holiday World, and they have now this is like in their water park. They call it a water coaster.
Yeah.
And that's pretty dang cool. And it's in the dark part of it, But a real roller coaster with with a real boat. That sounds pretty nice. I like that. The question is, like you said, there was no loops or anything like that. It's just kind of family coaster. Is that what we're going with here?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, think of Expedition Everest, right?
Okay, yeah.
There's no loops in that because there's no shoulder. But I wouldn't call that really a.
Does it go backwards or anything?
I don't know. Sure, let's throw in a backwards loops, a backwards turn in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I didn't really get into the details. It's sort of like a summary, right?
Okay,
but I've always thought this idea, and to be honest with you, I saw this on YouTube about a theme park in Europe, and I forget where it was. I want to say maybe Germany or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all outdoors. But it turns the boat, and at the end, it gets into a thing, and it lifts the boat up, literally like over 100 feet in the air, and then it goes down into the coaster.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty
cool. So the technology's there. It's not like they'd have to reinvent or invent the technology. It's just putting it into a building, and doing the Disney Imagineering, with the boat ride, and then incorporate the final drop as a splashdown. Picture Tiana's drop in the dark. You know what I mean?
That'd be pretty wild.
With the Peter Pan in a boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So picture like Pirates of the Caribbean boat splashing down. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think
I'm
something like
cool.
that would
I'm
be kind
cool
of
with
cool.
that.
It'd be different. You know, kind of
Yeah.
a cross between a few rides.
All right.
So
So
that's my first one.
okay.
What do you got for your number one?
Okay. So my first one is a coaster also. Okay. So I think we're on the same
Okay.
mind frame here. Mine's going to be called a Hades coaster.
Okay.
Okay. So the Hades coaster is going to be a flying coaster. Okay. So you get on the ride vehicle
So you're gonna be suspended.
and you're going to be suspended.
Okay.
But when you come off of the platform, the coaster dips. So you're like this. So you're looking almost like looking down, right?
Okay.
Like kind of like that, right? Okay. So that's part of it. All right. And it's going to be a coaster that goes through the underworld where Hades and the forces of the underworld try to defeat Zeus because that's who he's against, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to defeat Zeus, and they're going to use, some of the help with Megara, okay, to do it. Okay, um, so it's going to be there's not going to be a happy ending to this thing. Hercules isn't going to come save the day. It's going to be straight up Hades coaster, evil, the darkness of, the underworld, that kind of thing. Of course, it's going to be a dark coaster, because it's going to be inside. It's going to be super cool. Lots of clashes, lots of fire, lots of, ice and fire and all these crazy things, right? Everything that encompasses Hades. So that's what it's going to be like. So that's my first ride. What do you think about that?
There's an outdoor coaster.
No, it's indoor.
Oh, it's indoor.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
messed
in
up.
the dark. Yeah,
It's in the dark. Okay, so
Yeah.
another dark coaster.
Yeah.
I like the, like you said, I like the dark rides. I like the dark coasters because a lot more. You can do a lot more with with the lighting and everything
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Think of like Guardians. You know what I mean? Like Guardians wouldn't be half as fun as it is if it was like outside.
Yeah. What do
So
you think about the epic battle? That's
I
gonna
do.
take
I
place
like.
in the
So I
underworld?
was thinking about doing a Hades, but I kind of figured that you were gonna. I kind of figured that you were gonna go down that road, so I kind of left it off. Um, but yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I'm always up for a good coaster.
All
So
right.
that's two good rides that Josh could consider.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh, you know, what to do here.
Hmm.
Just go ahead and bring me and Chris on. We'll help you out.
And
All right.
I'll work for a fraction of the other Imagineers. So
Yeah. Exactly. We'll work for a discount.
yeah.
Okay. So what's your number two?
All right. So my number two is I'm gonna do another hybrid because I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel, but I'm making little changes and kind of combining other rides. So this is kind of combining a Soarin' and Flight of Passage, all right?
Okay.
In like 4D type of thing.
Okay.
And this is going to be based on The Lion King. This is going to be based on Scar.
Okay.
Right.
I like it.
So I came up with Scar's Reign at Pride Rock, but that's going to be a working title. I'm not crazy about the title.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So picture you're going to be sort of like, how on the Flight of Passage you're in the Banshee, you're in the back of the Banshee.
Yep.
So this year you're going to be with Zazu
Okay.
on this. And this is going to take place after Mufasa's killed. Okay. And when Simba is away. Because he's away for a few years, right? Because he's gone when he's a little cub, and he comes back when he's full grown. So he's gone for a few years. So obviously in those few years when Scar was reigning at Pride Rock, everything died. Nothing was good. Nobody was happy. It wasn't the same way, right? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna be with Zazu. You're gonna fly around. You're gonna go through. You're gonna go into the gorge. Where all the wildebeests go, you're gonna fly over them. You're gonna see that. You're gonna smell different smells. You're gonna feel the wind coming at you. All right. Then you're gonna go
be like a burning smell.
Yeah, you're gonna be the different smell. Like like in Soarin' when you go into the desert with the elephant, and they sprays the dirt, and you can smell the dirt. Stuff like that. Then you're gonna go into the elephant graveyard. You're gonna see the hyenas. right?
Nice.
And then you're gonna go back. You're gonna go back towards Pride's Rock, and then you're gonna oversee. You're gonna see Simba and Scar in the final fight. You're gonna see the flames. Everything is kind of burning around, and you're gonna see the fight, and then you're gonna see Simba win the fight, and then eventually you're gonna see the Pride lands go back to all green, and then the show is gonna be over.
Oh,
Picture a
okay.
little 4D, maybe throw in a little water action somewhere, maybe after the elephant
Yeah.
graveyard, but you're
Yeah.
gonna feel the wind and everything. So, like I said, kind of flight of passage, a little bit of soaring, with
Nice.
with the Lion King theme.
Okay, I'm down with all that.
What do you think of
That's
that?
yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. I
All right,
think I would definitely ride that over and
yeah,
over.
no, that'd be a good one.
Especially if it's got like burning, smoldering, like
I
wasteland,
I love
that
I
kind of
love the
thing.
4D stuff like Flight
Yeah.
of Passage and Soarin', and even like the
Hmm.
filler magic, you know what I mean, where it sprays the
Yeah.
water at you
Yeah.
and the Bug's Life that's gone. But did you do the Zootopia?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you
It's
do it this
good.
past trip or did you do it before?
I did it before.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. Back in December, I did it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. I liked it.
Yeah. It was cool. Yeah. It was cool.
So yeah, so that's my second ride.
Okay. So my number two is a boat ride. So we're on the same vein here.
All
Okay.
right. I love boat rides.
Okay. So my number two is going to be called Jafar's Slithering Snake. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a dark boat ride. And the boat is going to look like a cobra. Okay. With the glowing eyes and everything.
So our villains land's gonna have a lot of buildings.
Yeah. Yeah. And
A lot of big ones.
so this is going to be going through these caverns and like like a cavernous underworld kind of
Okay.
thing, but it's going to be chasing Aladdin on his magic carpet.
Okay, because that was my next question. Is this
Yeah,
slow? Is this fast? Is this like
yeah, it's going
Navi
to be
River?
chasing. It's fast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fast boat ride. Like and it's going to have some twists, some turns, some things like that. It's going to be cool. I think Jafar, he's a great villain. I mean, he kind of looks like Snoop Dogg, but he's a great villain. And so I just think that would be really, really cool. Some kind of Jafar ride where he's, cruising around on some kind of boat. Okay. So I think that would be pretty neat. What do you, what's your
No,
thoughts?
I'm on board. Like I said, I always like yeah, I always like
Some
a good
drops, throw
yeah,
some drops in
yeah,
there. Yeah.
like a couple steep ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're on the back of a snake,
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I always like a good boat ride. I love the boat rides.
Okay.
That's why I like Kali River Rapids,
Oh,
anything like
yeah, yeah.
that. I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? So
we're
give
going
me the water rides.
to, all
Absolutely.
right.
Now, did you do it? Now, I know you talk about doing a bonus ride or
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I did.
So,
Yeah.
so I couldn't come up with one. I ran out of time.
I came up
Um,
with a show.
all right. So,
Okay.
what's your show?
And
You know
so
what? I knew when you said it. I knew
I ran
you
this
were
by
gonna say a
Rachel.
show.
I ran this by my wife. Okay. And
Okay.
she was on board with it. Okay. I ran all these by my wife. She's like, okay, I get it. I'm feeling you. So my show is going to be a Corilla's fashion show. Okay, so
Okay.
it's going to be like a fashion show, but she's going to be responsible for having these like evil queens. They're going to be like walking the catwalk and stuff. And it's going to be her latest fashions. All right,
All right.
and and it's also going to have some like dark humor in it, some sing-alongs, but dark sing-along songs, like that song "You Want to Be Evil Like Me," that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not a Corella song, but it can be, for this, some dark sing-alongs, right? And the ultimate thing is like you're at a fashion show, and you got the runway going between it, but it's Corella's, fashion show. So everything is Dalmatian, everything is, animal based, which is
Okay.
kind of wrong, right? So that's why it's dark, it's evil, and then it's gonna have like the clean Corella in the beginning, but at the end, as the thing goes on, she'll be the trashy Cruella, like she is at the end of the movie. So
All right.
that's where I'm at with it.
All right.
Yeah. She's going to keep changing, right? And as she transforms, she's going to get more deranged, more evil, more, sinister.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
I kind of figured you were going with the show, but the Cruella Deville kind of threw me for that one. So I didn't see
Cruella
that.
Deville's fashion show.
All right.
Evil fashion.
All right.
Yeah. All
Another
right. So what?
indoor or outdoor?
Oh, it's indoor. Yeah.
Indoor stage?
Yeah, indoor. Yeah, you got to do it. The flashing camera lights, all that stuff.
Couldn't do it like an outdoor stage like the Beauty and the Beast at Hollywood?
Nah.
Outside but covered?
Yeah. Nah.
No, you
We're
want
talking.
indoor?
We want it to be dark. We want it to be evil.
Okay.
All right. So, what is your? Okay, so I had to create a couple restaurants. Okay. I came up with a restaurant, and I came up with kind of like a tapas bar kind of thing.
Okay.
So first, give me your first.
All right. So I came up with a quick serve and a sit down.
Okay.
So my quick serve is going to be the Dragon Fire Wings.
Okay.
Right? So this is going to be chicken wings and
like Maleficent Dragon.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yep. And remember a couple of shows ago I was talking about all the new chicken tender flavors.
Yep.
That they had like 13 new flavor, but they were kind of scattered all over the place, right? If you wanted one flavor, you had to go here. You want another flavor, you had to go to this resort. You want this one, you have to go to this park. So since the base is basically the same thing, it's all chicken tenders, right?
Yep.
So they give you chicken tenders and fries, just a different flavor. So maybe not to have all, 13, 14 flavors, but maybe have 6 or 7, but you'd be able to get all of them at this quick serve. You'd be able to get bone-in or boneless tenders in whatever flavor you wanted. You wanted boneless. You wanted buffalo. You wanted barbecue. You want chili. Anything.
I'm cool
all
with
in
that.
one place. So that fries, maybe a couple desserts, drinks, obviously. So that would be my quick serve.
Okay.
Dragon Fire Wings. What do you think?
I like it.
I'm a
wings man.
I know you're a chicken wing guy like me.
I'm a big wings guy. And anything that is, got some char, some smoke to it, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with that. So
I'll give you
my quick service first as well.
All right, go ahead.
So my quick service is going to be called Yzma's Concoctions. Okay.
All right. So who's that?
Yzma is on. It's on Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
She's her and Kronk are, teaming together, right? And so Yzma is going to have, it's going to be like a villain's kind of bar, like a villain's theme bar. And she's going to have like all these test tubes, with the different concoctions that they serve. And, some of them are going to be smoking and bubbling and things like that when you're taking and you're drinking them. And then she's going to have also evil bites. So, we're going to have some evil-esque food. And one of the things I was going to say is wings, So we're going to have like maybe some dark chocolate cake, some dark desserts, things like that. Some real decadent meals, with that. So, several different kind of plates, but like the like a charred burger, almost burnt but not, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So anyway, that's my quick serve.
That's your quick serve.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to become mixture of adult and family.
Okay.
So Yzma's Concoctions.
All right. All right, you ready for my sit down?
Yep.
All right, so my sit down, I'm going to base this on. This is a villain that nobody talks about, and I kind of had to dig deep for this one.
Okay.
Right? So this is sort of and this kind of goes back to one of our themes, pizza. right?
That's right. I'm
So
with you.
this place is going to be called Stromboli's. Okay, for
Okay.
two reasons. Do you
Yeah, I
know
like it. I'm with you. I'm
You know who
feeling you
Stromboli is,
already.
right?
Yep.
He held Pinocchio, captive in the bird cage,
Yep.
right? So, but a Stromboli, do you know what a Stromboli is? Like for food.
Oh yeah, it's like a sandwich.
Well, it's kind of like it's kind of like
It's a pizza
similar.
sandwich.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to a calzone. So a
Right.
calzone is sort of like a pocket, right? So you put the ingredients down, you fold the dough over, you seal it, and that's sort of a
Yeah.
calzone,
Yeah.
right? Stromboli is where you kind of roll it. So
Right.
you roll it, you bake it. It's sort of like a cinnamon roll. It comes out looks like a cinnamon roll, right?
Yeah.
And you usually make it like I make mine. Like I make a great one. It comes out with ham, salami, provolone cheese, a little bit of mozzarella, put my usual spices in. So that is great. So that's the stromboli that I make. So this would be Stromboli's pizza, all right? And it's going to have obviously some stromboli, but it's going to feature the pizza from Pizza Ponte at
Oh.
Disney
Okay.
Springs.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to have a pizza window with the same pizza, not like that junk at Epcot.
Oh,
Right,
Lord.
it's going to be the same pizza that they serve inside from Pizza Ponte.
Sacrilegious, guys.
So
It's sacrilegious.
you can either walk up to the window and get the pizza, or if you want to grab a whole pie, okay, and to have a nice sit down lunch in the AC when it's 99 degrees outside and 100% humidity, you want to cool off in the AC, go in, grab a nice pizza, grab a stromboli, grab a nice cold Coke or a glass of wine or a beer or something. In Stromboli's
Nice.
in Villains Land.
The only problem I have with it is it going to have an appetizer and it's going to have the pizza egg rolls.
We could have the pizza egg rolls. Of course, it's going to have an appetizer. So sit down, you got to have an app,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you can have, there's all kinds of things you can do. You can do breadsticks. You can do
Yeah.
garlic
What
bread.
about like meat wads?
A meat wad?
Yeah, like the
What's a meat wad?
like it's like got like a big piece of sausage and then it's pizza dough around it and they cook it and it's like a ball, Have you ever had
No,
that? Oh, they
nope.
have those here, man. They're freaking awesome.
Is that a Midwest thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't
it's
have
cool.
those.
It's
We don't
good,
have
man.
those in Boston.
Yeah, well, Boston doesn't have everything that's good then. But I think you should bring in some Via Napoli pizza window, for that
Nope.
instead.
No, Pizza Ponte.
But Pizza Ponte, okay, I'm with you. I can buy into it. I can buy into your fantasy. Anyway, I like it. I like it. Stromboli's. That's pretty cool. So here's mine. All
All right,
right.
what do you got?
Picture this.
Okay.
You have Rapunzel's Tower. Okay. So you got Rapunzel's Tower here. You go up in the Rapunzel's Tower.
So the restaurant's in the tower.
The restaurant's in the tower.
Okay.
It's going to be called Mother Gothel's.
Okay.
And it's going to have dishes created in the tower. Okay. So,
Right.
whatever it is to keep you in the tower.
So that tower is pretty narrow. So we have seating for four.
No, no, no. That tower is going to be huge.
It's gonna be a big
Okay.
tower.
It's going to be big.
All right.
And she's going to be cooking up her dishes to keep Rapunzel in the tower. Okay. And so these are all going to be very tempting dishes, very cunning style dishes.
All right. Keep going because
And
I have a way to embellish on
and
this. But go ahead.
and at the end, it's going to have the pie pan, the cast iron skillet hot cookie with ice cream
Okay.
as the dessert.
All right. So I like it. So this is what I would change on this.
Oh
Right?
Lord.
No. Well, listen. So so you know what I'm saying? Like Rapunzel's tower. It's
Right.
tall. It's narrow. Right.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can have the restaurant on the bottom with the tower connected, right? And you can make it off that the kitchen is up in the tower. That's where they're doing the cooking, right? So
Yeah.
you could have sort of like a dumbwaiter, right, at the
Uh-huh.
bottom of the tower that's in the restaurant, and then that's where the food appears. But in
Okay.
reality, the kitchen's in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm with you.
you can say that she's up in the top of the tower and she's making the thing. And you can even have like a they can even put like a camera, like a TV, like a monitor
Yeah.
showing like on a loop, just showing her cooking. And
Yeah.
you can say, oh, that she's cooking up in the tower and having it come down, and then the food come out, and then bring it
Yeah.
into the restaurant,
Whatever she can do to keep Rapunzel in the tower. That's what
right?
we're trying to do here, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I think we got a good blend
I
there.
like that too.
Yeah, yeah. Mother Gothels. Even
Sounds
sounds
good.
evil. Even sounds kind of evil, right?
I'd go there. I'd make a reservation for
It's
that.
gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be like a mixture of like home cooking,
Yep.
with a bunch of other stuff. So
All right.
whatever, it's gonna be. There's gonna be some mishmash in that because she's trying to keep Rapunzel in the tower, and keep feeding you what you like. So it's gonna be like a family style
Okay.
where they just keep bringing it out, right?
Nice.
And there's going to be some like inside jokes where like you have to stay here because of this that so that's that.
All
Okay.
right.
So all right.
All right.
So also I do have a bonus one.
You
Okay.
got a bonus restaurant?
Yeah, well, not a restaurant. It's
Okay.
an eatery. Let's put it that
Okay.
way. It's a candy store. Okay. So we're going to take the candy cauldron over at Disney Springs and we're going
Oh
to
yeah.
put it in there. Okay.
Nice.
So we're gonna have the apples, the poisoned apples. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have, anything that the evil queen could cook up, and so the witch, the old hag,
Yep.
So anyway, that's what we're gonna do with that. So uh, moving the candy cauldron into Villain's Land.
Okay.
All right,
All right. I
all
like it.
right. So the last category
Yep.
is the character meet and greets.
Yep.
Okay. And I got some fun ones. Okay.
Okay.
These ones are going to be more fun because you want it to be family friendly, right?
Sure.
So but first come up with, tell me what yours are.
All right.
Just go ahead
So
and hit me with both of them.
with both of them, all right. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to embellish
Right.
to talk about with these. So, my first one's going to be Captain Hook and Mister Smee together.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
that's going to be outside of the Skull Rock splashdown. It's
Sure.
going to be in the same building. It's going to be on the side. So when you come out of the ride, you can wait in line for the meet and greet, right?
I'm with
Kind
you.
of works with that. So my next one was going to be Ursula, just because I think
Okay.
it'd be kind of a cool to get a picture with Ursula, but I left it off just because where the villains land is going to be, right?
Yep.
There's already Little Mermaid area in Fantasyland,
Right.
right? And the Little Mermaid show at Hollywood.
Right. Right.
So to make it in a third, to have it so scattered around,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't work. So I left it off.
Okay.
So my next one would be Jafar, because Jafar is sort of a cool looking villain, right?
Yeah.
And he
Snoop
never
Dogg.
comes out. I guess he only comes out. I was looking to see where he was, if anything, and it looks like he only makes appearances like at the not
At
so
the
scary,
bazaar.
not the not so scary Halloween party.
That's correct. At the bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's the only time. So
Okay.
and I sent you a picture. Did you see? You didn't make a comment. I sent you that picture of me. Did you see that picture
Yeah,
of
I
me with
saw the
Jafar?
picture of
That
it.
was
Yeah.
that was Halloween of 2000. We were at Hollywood Studios
All right.
when I took that picture. So that was a long time
Young
ago.
Chris.
Yeah, that was young.
Younger.
Yeah, I had more hair and I weighed less. But yeah, I think that'd be a cool one. So those are my two.
Okay. All right. So my two is the Queen of Hearts with the card soldiers. Okay. And so you're like walking into her court, the Queen of Hearts court, right? And you're gonna have you're gonna hear Alice in the background, maybe, some sounds, things like that. So That's the one. And then my second one is a the original Disney villain. Do you know what the original Disney villain was?
The Evil Queen.
No. No, it
No.
wasn't. The original Disney villain was Pete.
Pete.
So
Oh, you don't.
so
Yeah.
we're gonna have
Yeah.
so we're gonna have Pete, and we're also gonna have the Beagle Boys. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Pete. He's gonna be there, and then the Beagle Boys. Okay. So Pete and the Beagle Boys. If you watch any Disney cartoons, okay, any like Mickey cartoons, Goofy, Donald, things like that. Pete's a running character throughout all of those. Okay, so are the Beagle Boys, and so Beagle Boys are not as old as Pete. They're more Donald Duck, Ducktales, that kind of where that all came about. But
Mm-hmm.
Pete's the original. He's the original Disney villain, and so to have Pete, I think in the villains land, even though he's cartoony, more cartoony, than the others, I think
Right.
he's more old school. I think that would just kind of pull that all in, give him the credit that he's due. He does have like a sideshow or something, in some other places, but this would be like a dedicated space, and it would be just Pete, and Pete's bad, but he's not too bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's always cunning, so I think that would be pretty cool.
So you'd have to be like you'd make them in the black and white, obviously, right?
Yeah,
You make
exactly.
kind of like
Like Steamboat.
Steamboat Willie
Yep.
and
Yep.
Phantasmic.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Yep.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and have maybe some of like the like Ajax in there
Hmm.
with him. Ajax the ghost.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. So anyway, that's my concept on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, walking into the land. Let's elaborate here just for a minute or two.
Hmm.
Walking into the land, I envision, you're seeing the tower, you're seeing Maleficent's, castle, you're seeing, the, maybe you see in the background the church, a broken down Notre Dame, and Frollo's like
Hmm.
up in the tower or something,
Cobblestone walkways,
Right.
pathways.
Oh yeah.
Totally see that.
Fire, smoldering smells, um, just dark.
Hmm.
Maybe the trees are withered. There's, you look over and there's like a little creek, but it's green, and bubbling. Things like that. What do you think?
I agree. I agree. It's gonna have that. It's gonna have that look. It's gonna have that dark feel to it.
Right.
Or else it's just not gonna.
Right.
It's not gonna fly.
I mean, if you've been in Darkmoor over at Epic, dude, you
Hmm.
walk into that land through that portal, dude, it's just dark. I mean, it's just uh, the dark universe over there is pretty wild,
Hmm.
and they've got some neat things going on over there, and I think Disney can make it even more. They're the original OGs that are putting the dark villainy stuff in cartoons,
Hmm.
and in live action as well.
Right.
So, with Disney's Imagineering, I think that they can do it justice. I think they can do it best. And I'm interested to see how that's all going to work out.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. Going back, those are all our ideas, and that's kind of,
Right.
and then a lot of these ideas are based on what they originally said. So moving
Right.
forward, I'm curious to see what he's scrapping. I mean, is he scrapping the entire idea, and starting from ground zero, or
I don't
he's
think so.
no?
I think they're adjusting. They're making major adjustments to it. I think I think he has seen the light where Disney's Dark Universe is, pretty legit.
But the thing with it,
I'm sorry, Universal's Dark Universe is pretty legit, right?
right?
And I think because he's actually been there. He's actually experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
There's video of him, being there. Um, but the whole thing I think is he probably saw that the villain's land was hokey, maybe like a little Disney hokey, and so he's gonna make it a little more evil, a little more dark, a little more sinister, and so that's where I think it's gonna it's gonna be family friendly, but it's also gonna be dark.
I think it kind of opened the door for them to do very, very different from their original idea. That's sort of like what I'm thinking. Because if you look back, right, if you think of all the announcements that they made a couple of years ago at that D23, so
Yeah.
they talked about the Monsters Inc. land, right?
Yep.
We know the ride, we know the shows, we know the restaurants, we know where it's
Yep.
going, what it's going to look like, right?
Yep.
Then you look at the Americas in Animal Kingdom. We know the ride, we know the carousel, we know the restaurants, we know what it's going to look like,
Yep.
right? They haven't said anything for Villains Land. They haven't
We know what
announced
we know what
Piston Peak.
Piston Peak is going to be like
Yep,
too.
we know like that.
Yep.
They announced that. But again, the Villains Land was the one thing. They didn't announce a ride. They didn't announce a show. Okay, the artist renderings were very, very vague. Okay, there wasn't anything concrete that you can like say, oh, that's going to go here, that's going to go there, this is going to go next to Haunted Mansion. I think he's going to, behind the scenes, I think he's changing. I think he's going to change a lot. It's just a gut feeling that I have because there was never anything really decided. I mean, I know they're moving land and everything like that.
Well, they're just clearing the path.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So nothing's been done. So I think he's making a significant change, if not just a complete overhaul of the idea.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
I think you're right. I think there's going to be a lot of. I mean, they even said it's not big enough. So that kind of tells me that they're expanding it. They're going to make it bigger. They're going to make it more, a larger land. And I think the Disney Villains is a pretty expansive universe. If you start looking, if you go to like Disney Wiki, I don't know if you've ever been to that site. That's kind of cool. But they've got all these Disney villains, and there's 100 of them, and so they can pull from a lot of different angles, a lot of different things. And so I think it's going to happen, and it's going to be cool once it's done. But we've all known all along, and I'll bring this point, that the Villain's Land was going to be the last of all these improvements. And
I think it's the biggest project out of them all.
Right. And so I think, let's pull in some real Imagineering. Let's do this right. And I think that's the whole thing. I think what they had designed might have been a little hokey, and now they're going to get more serious about it.
Yeah.
So,
and they have the room.
Yeah.
They got plenty of room to move back there.
They can do it.
What I'm curious to see is how they're going to incorporate the railroad.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go. You think they're going to make it go under?
Yeah. Probably. Yep.
That'd be a major
really.
undertaking.
Not really.
Well, chain that big to have it go under the tunnel. They'd have to build up to go over it. If they're building down, you're talking they're gonna have to lower the track.
I'm not worried about it.
That's a lot. That's a lot alone because they're gonna have to. They're
It's
gonna
either
have to.
that or it goes around it,
Could do that.
around the outside of it.
Could do that.
But I think it goes underneath. I mean, we're talking. You know, when you're walking on Disney on Magic Kingdom, you're on the second floor already.
Right.
So it's not anything. I mean, and those ceilings, if you've been in Utilidors, those ceilings up there 18, 20 foot tall. So I'm not.
Right, but what I'm saying is the span. So if you figure it's got to go underground, even if it goes down the one story, right? It can't. It obviously it's not going to drop steep. So you need to start that track quite a ways away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
To have a gradual decline and then a gradual incline to come back up.
Right.
You
But they
know?
got the space to incline for sure. They got the space to decline.
Yeah.
It's going to run right
Yeah.
beside Big Thunder.
I'm curious to see how it goes. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, man. Well,
That's it.
that's it basically for this episode. I think we've helped Josh out, and hopefully he's got some good ideas now.
I think we should send him the link to the show.
We'll definitely do that. Yeah, I've got his phone number.
Cool.
So anyway, I'll send him a link, and let him know what we think. Hopefully, we probably have 150 armchair quarterbacks on YouTube right now analyzing this thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know that anybody's designing it like we're designing it. So, let's be honest here. So, anyway, I'm Brandon. That's Chris. We're Pizzas and Park Hops. We've become Imagineers. And we thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. That's the only way that makes this thing grow. That's the only way that makes this thing pop off. Even give us the bad comments. I like the bad comments. I get some hate over on YouTube. We get a little hate sometimes, and that's okay. We like those too. We'll hug you. That's okay. If you want to badmouth us, we'll hug you. We don't mind. So anyway, come check us out. Also check out our friend Lindsay with the Travel Journal. She's fantastic. We love her. So anyway, I'm Brandon. That's Chris. We're Pizzas and Park Ops. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace out.